Welcome to my channel, HD Rare Coins 111. In this video, I am going to tell you about the rare Washington quarter dollar from the United States of America, which is very valuable and very old. Top 1. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that may have passed through your hands without a second thought. It's a coin that could be sitting in your pocket, in a jar of loose change, or tucked away in a forgotten drawer. This coin is a piece of history, a symbol of everyday commerce in the United States, and a potential hidden treasure. We're talking about the 1980 USA quarter dollar with no mint mark. At first glance, it may look like any other quarter, a simple piece of change used for small transactions. But as we'll discover, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. The 1980 USA quarter dollar is part of the Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932. This series was designed to honor the first president of the United States, George Washington, and has since become a staple in American currency. The obverse of the coin features a profile of George Washington, his image carefully crafted to reflect strength and leadership. The reverse side showcases the American eagle, wings spread wide, clutching arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing both strength and peace. This design has become iconic, instantly recognizable to anyone who has handled American currency. Now, you may be wondering, what makes the 1980 quarter so special? After all, millions of these coins were minted and circulated across the country. The key lies in the details. First, let's talk about the mint mark. Most coins produced by the U.S. Mint bear a small letter indicating where they were minted. For example, a coin minted in Philadelphia typically has no mint mark, while those from Denver and San Francisco bear a D or an S, respectively. However, not all no-mint mark coins are created equal. In 1980, quarters were produced in large numbers at the Philadelphia Mint. While the majority of these coins were minted for everyday use, a small number were struck with exceptional precision and quality. These coins, often overlooked by casual collectors, can be worth far more than their face value. The absence of a mint mark on the 1980 quarter from Philadelphia is typical, but it's the condition and quality of the coin that can make it stand out. Coin collectors, also known as numismatists, place a high value on coins that are in mint or near mint condition. This means the coin has little to no signs of wear, with all its details sharp and clear. Coins that have been carefully preserved, or those that have seen minimal circulation, are highly sought after. The 1980 quarter, when found in this pristine state, can attract serious attention from collectors. But condition isn't the only factor that determines a coin's value. Another important aspect is the coin's rarity. Even though millions of 1980 quarters were produced, finding one in exceptional condition with no mint mark can be surprisingly difficult. Over the years, many of these coins have been lost, damaged, or worn down through regular use. This makes high-quality examples rarer and more valuable. Another factor that can increase the value of a 1980 quarter is the presence of any minting errors or variations. Errors occur during the production process and can include things like double strikes, off-center strikes, or misaligned dies. These errors are relatively rare and can significantly boost a coin's value. Collectors love error coins because they are unique and often have interesting stories behind their creation. Even if a 1980 quarter doesn't have any visible errors, its value can still be influenced by market demand. The world of coin collecting is dynamic, with values fluctuating based on trends, interest, and availability. Some years and mint marks become more desirable than others, and the 1980 no-mint mark quarter is one such example. As more collectors seek out this particular coin, its value can increase over time. If you have a 1980 quarter, it's worth taking a closer look. Examine its condition carefully. Does it have sharp details? Is it free from scratches and wear? If so, it may be worth more than you think. Even if it looks like an ordinary quarter, it could hold significant value to the right collector. Many people underestimate the value of the coins they have. They see them as mere change, something to be spent without a second thought. But every coin tells a story. Each one is a piece of history, a link to the past, and a potential key to future wealth. The 1980 quarter is no exception. It has circulated through countless hands, been part of everyday transactions, and perhaps even traveled across the country. Yet, despite its humble appearance, it holds the potential to be something far more valuable. The next time you come across a quarter from 1980, take a moment to appreciate its history and significance. Look closely at its details, consider its condition, and think about the journey it has taken. Because if you're lucky enough to find the right 1980 USA quarter dollar with no mint mark, its value could reach an astonishing $50,000. Top 2. We are about to uncover the hidden story behind a coin that many of us have seen, touched, and used in our everyday lives. It's a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but under the right circumstances, it could hold incredible value. We are talking about the 1974 USA quarter dollar, minted in Denver, bearing the distinctive D mint mark. This is a coin that could be sitting in your pocket, mixed with loose change, or stored away in a forgotten drawer. But what if this seemingly ordinary piece of currency could be worth far more than just 25 cents? The 1974 USA quarter dollar is part of the Washington Quarter series, a line of coins that began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, this coin features a striking image of Washington on the obverse side. His profile is a symbol of leadership, strength, and the spirit of a nation. The reverse side showcases a majestic bald eagle, wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows with an olive branch beneath it, symbolizing both power and peace. It's a design that has become iconic in American currency and instantly recognizable to collectors and the general public alike. But what makes the 1974 quarter with the D Mint mark special? After all, millions of these coins were produced at the Denver Mint and distributed across the country. To most people, it's just another quarter, a common coin used for everyday transactions like buying a coffee, paying for parking, or tossing into a vending machine. However, collectors and numismatists know that not all coins are created equal. Even within a large production run, certain coins stand out due to their condition, rarity, or unique characteristics. One of the most important factors that determine a coin's value is its condition. Coins that have been well preserved, showing little to no signs of wear, are highly sought after by collectors. These coins, often referred to as mint state or uncirculated, retain their original luster and sharp details. For a coin minted in 1974, finding one in such pristine condition can be a challenge. Over the decades, most of these coins have been used extensively, accumulating scratches, dings, and other signs of wear. This makes high-quality examples much rarer and, therefore, more valuable. Collectors often grade coins based on their condition, using a scale that ranges from poor to mint state. A coin in poor condition may be barely recognizable, while a mint state coin appears almost as if it just left the mint. The higher the grade, the more desirable the coin becomes. A 1974 quarter with a D mint mark that has been preserved in near-perfect condition can attract significant attention from collectors who are willing to pay a premium for it. Another factor that can influence the value of a 1974 quarter is the presence of any minting errors or anomalies. Mint errors occur during the production process and can result in coins that are struck off-center, have double images, or display other unusual features. These errors are relatively rare and highly prized by collectors because they make the coin unique. While not every 1974 D quarter will have such errors, those that do can command significantly higher prices in the numismatic market. Beyond condition and errors, the historical context and demand also play a role in determining a coin's value. The 1970s were a time of significant change in the United States, marked by economic shifts, political events, and cultural transformations. Coins from this era hold a special place in the hearts of collectors who are interested in preserving a piece of that history. As more people seek to complete their collections or acquire specific coins from the 1970s, the value of well-preserved examples continues to rise. You might be wondering, how can you tell if you have a valuable 1974 D quarter? Start by examining the coin closely. Look for the D mint mark, located on the obverse side, just to the right of Washington's portrait. Next, assess its condition. Does it have sharp, clear details? Is it free from significant scratches, wear, or damage? If so, you may have a coin that is worth more than its face value. Even if your 1974 D quarter looks like an ordinary piece of change, it's worth taking the time to investigate further. Many people overlook the potential value of the coins they have, assuming that only rare or ancient coins are valuable. However, modern coins, like the 1974 quarter, can also hold significant value if they meet the right criteria. It's a reminder that everyday items, things we often take for granted, can hold hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. Coin collecting is a fascinating hobby that connects people with history, art, and the stories behind the coins we use every day. It's a pursuit that requires attention to detail, patience, and a keen eye for value. For those who take the time to learn and explore, it can be incredibly rewarding, both personally and financially. So, the next time you come across a quarter from 1974 with a D mint mark, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look, appreciate its history, and consider its potential. Because if you happen to find the right 1974 USA quarter dollar in exceptional condition with a D mint mark, its value could reach an astonishing $55,000. Top 3. We're going to explore a coin that holds a unique place in American history, a coin that millions of people have seen, spent, and collected. Yet very few realize its true potential value. This coin represents a moment of national pride, a celebration of America's bicentennial, and for some lucky individuals, a significant financial treasure. We're talking about the 1776 to 1976 USA quarter dollar with no mint mark. At first glance, this coin might appear to be just another quarter, a simple piece of everyday currency used for small transactions. But as we dive deeper, you'll see that this is far from an ordinary coin. It's a symbol of American heritage and history, and under the right circumstances, it could be worth much more than its face value. The 1776 to 1976 quarter is part of the Bicentennial coin series released to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the United States Declaration of Independence. This special edition was produced by the U.S. Mint and circulated widely across the country. Unlike the standard Washington quarters, which feature a bald eagle on the reverse, the Bicentennial quarter boasts a distinctive design that sets it apart from all other quarters on the obverse side. The familiar profile of George Washington remains, a portrait that has been a fixture on the quarter since 1932. But it's the reverse side that truly makes this coin unique. Instead of the traditional eagle, you'll find a depiction of a colonial drummer, standing proudly with a drum at his side. Behind him, a torch encircled by 13 stars represents the original 13 colonies. This design was created by Jack L. Ahr, and it was selected to honor the spirit of 1776, the year America declared its independence. The dual date 1776 to 1976 is another feature that sets this coin apart. It serves as a reminder of the nation's rich history and the progress made over 2 centuries. For many Americans, the Bicentennial Quarter is a nostalgic piece of their childhood, a coin that evokes memories of celebrations, parades, and fireworks marking the nation's 200th birthday. Given the widespread circulation of the Bicentennial Quarter, it's easy to assume that it's a common coin with little value beyond its face. After all, millions of these coins were minted and distributed throughout the United States. However, as with many coins, the true value of the 1776 to 1976 quarter depends on several key factors. The first and most important factor is the coin's condition. Coins that have been well preserved, with minimal signs of wear and tear, are far more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. Collectors seek out quarters that retain their original luster, with sharp, clear details and no scratches or blemishes. These high-grade coins, often referred to as mint state or uncirculated, can fetch a premium in the numismatic market. Another important consideration is the mint mark, or in this case, the absence of one. Most bicentennial quarters were produced at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Coins from Denver bear a D mint mark, while those from San Francisco have an S. However, quarters produced in Philadelphia during this period typically have no mint mark. While the lack of a mint mark is not inherently rare, finding a no mint mark bicentennial quarter in exceptional condition can be a challenge, making it more desirable to collectors. In addition to condition and mint mark, collectors also look for any minting errors or anomalies that may increase a coin's value. Errors can occur during the minting process and can include features like double strikes, off-center strikes, or other irregularities. These error coins are highly sought after because they are unique and often quite rare. The historical significance of the 1776 to 1976 quarter also contributes to its appeal. It represents a milestone in American history, a celebration of independence, and the birth of a nation. For collectors, owning a piece of this history is a way to connect with the past and preserve a tangible reminder of the country's journey. As time goes on, coins from the Bicentennial era become more and more sought after, especially those in pristine condition. Many people who saved these quarters as keepsakes have since spent or lost them, reducing the number of high-quality examples available in the market. This scarcity, combined with the coin's historical significance and unique design, has led to increased interest among collectors and numismatists. If you have a 1776 to 1976 quarter with no mint mark, it's worth taking a closer look. Examine its condition carefully. Does it have sharp, well-defined details? Is it free from scratches, dings, and other signs of wear? If so, you may have a coin that is worth more than its face value. Even if it appears to be just an ordinary quarter, its true value could surprise you. Coin collecting is a fascinating hobby that connects people with history, art, and the stories behind the coins we use every day. It requires a keen eye for detail, patience, and a willingness to learn about the factors that determine a coin's value. For those who take the time to explore this world, the rewards can be both personal and financial. The next time you come across a 1776 to 1976 quarter, don't dismiss it as just another piece of change. Take a moment to appreciate its history, its design, and its significance. Look closely at its condition and consider the journey it has taken over the years. Because if you're fortunate enough to find the right 1776 to 1976 USA quarter dollar with no mint mark in exceptional condition, its value could reach an astonishing $53,000. Top 4. In this video, we're about to dive deep into the fascinating world of numismatics, where seemingly ordinary coins can hold immense value. Today, we're focusing on a coin that you may have seen and used countless times in your life, the 1987 USA quarter dollar with the P mint mark. At first glance, this may seem like just another quarter, but for collectors and investors, it's much more than that. This coin, minted in 1987 at the Philadelphia Mint, could be worth a lot more than you think. Let's start by exploring the history and design of the 1987 quarter. This coin is part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been in circulation in the United States since 1932. The design, created by artist John Flanagan, features the profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the obverse. Washington's portrait on the quarter is a symbol of strength, leadership, and the foundation of a nation. On the reverse side, you'll find the eagle, a symbol of power and freedom, clutching an olive branch and arrows, representing both peace and readiness for defense. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency for decades, and in 1987, millions of these coins were produced at the Philadelphia Mint. However, what sets the 1987 quarter apart is the significance of its mint mark, the letter P, located on the obverse side of the coin, just beneath Washington's neck. This P indicates that the coin was minted in Philadelphia, which is notable because it's the first time in history that a mint mark was used for coins produced in Philadelphia. Before 1980, coins from the Philadelphia Mint were produced without any mint mark. So, the 1987 quarter with the P mint mark is a significant milestone in the history of American coinage. In terms of design, the 1987 quarter doesn't feature any radical changes compared to previous years. However, this is precisely what makes it so appealing to collectors. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins that have historical significance, rare features, or even minor variations that could set them apart from the rest. While millions of 1987 quarters were minted, it's important to understand that not all of them are created equal. Some are in better condition than others, and it's these well-preserved examples that hold the most value. Coins are graded based on their condition, with higher-grade coins being far more valuable than those that have been worn down from years of circulation. A coin in mint state condition, which means it has no signs of wear and retains its original luster, is far rarer and more valuable than a coin that has been heavily circulated. To put it simply, the better the condition of your 1987 quarter with the P mint mark, the more likely it is to fetch a higher price in the collector's market. One of the key factors that make the 1987 P mint mark quarter stand out is its rarity and high-grade condition. Over time, many of these quarters were used in everyday transactions, passing through countless hands, being scratched, bent, and worn down. As a result, finding a 1987 quarter in excellent condition is no easy task. When a coin like this is found in uncirculated or near-perfect condition, It becomes highly sought after by collectors who specialize in modern U.S. coins. But it's not just the condition that matters. There are also other factors that can influence the value of this coin. For example, some 1987 P quarters may have been struck with slight variations or minting errors. While such errors are rare, they can significantly increase the value of the coin. Coins with errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or other imperfections, are highly collectible and often command higher prices than their error-free counterparts. So, if you happen to come across a 1987 quarter with a noticeable minting error, it could be worth far more than its face value. Another thing to keep in mind is the overall demand for coins like the 1987 P quarter. As the years go by, the interest in certain coins increases, particularly those from specific years or with certain features. The 1987 quarter, being part of a series with historical significance, has become increasingly popular among collectors. As more people discover the potential value of this coin, the demand for well-preserved examples continues to grow, further driving up its value. So, how do you know if your 1987 P quarter could be worth more than just 25 cents? Start by examining its condition. Is it well-preserved, with sharp, crisp details and little to no signs of wear? If so, you may have a coin that is worth more than you think. Pay close attention to the quality of the strike, as well as the clarity of the mint mark. A coin with a well-defined mint mark will be more valuable than one where the P is weak or unclear. Next, consider whether your quarter has any minting errors. Check for any signs of double strikes, off-center impressions, or other unique features that could make the coin stand out. If you find any such errors, it's worth getting the coin professionally graded to determine its true value. The world of coin collecting is vast and filled with opportunity, but it requires patience, knowledge, and an eye for detail. If you're willing to put in the time to learn about the coins you come across, you could find yourself holding onto a valuable piece of American history. Now, you might be wondering just how much a 1987 USA quarter dollar with the P mint mark could be worth. While most of these coins are worth their face value, there are certain high-grade examples that can fetch a premium price in the market. Coins that are in mint state condition, especially those with unique characteristics or errors, can be worth far more than their original value. For the lucky few who happen to find a 1987 quarter in exceptional condition, the value of the coin could reach as high as $40,000. Top 5. We're going to talk about a coin that has been circulating in the United States for decades, but can fetch an astonishing value under the right conditions. That coin is the 1972 USA quarter dollar with no mint mark. And if you think it's just another ordinary quarter, think again. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this particular coin is anything but common and why it could be worth far more than its face value. First, let's take a moment to understand what makes the 1972 quarter special in the first place. The quarter has been a part of American currency since 1796, and it has undergone various design changes over the centuries. However, in 1932, a new design was introduced featuring the profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States. This design has been used consistently on quarters ever since. Washington's portrait, designed by John Flanagan, symbolizes the foundation of the United States and the leadership that shaped the nation's early years. But it's not just the image of Washington that makes the 1972 quarter interesting. It's the history behind the coin itself. By 1972, the country had undergone significant change, and the design of the quarter had become a lasting symbol of America's values and aspirations. Yet, this particular year's quarter is one of the most intriguing for coin collectors, primarily due to the fact that it was minted without any mint mark, which is something that isn't always immediately noticeable but has a profound impact on its value. Let's delve into the significance of the mint mark, or more specifically, the absence of one. The mint mark is a small letter on a coin that indicates which U.S. mint produced it. Typically, quarters minted at the Philadelphia Mint have no mint mark, while those minted in Denver bear a D, and coins minted in San Francisco carry an S. The absence of the mint mark on the 1972 quarter tells us that this coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. While this may seem like an insignificant detail, it's crucial when determining the coin's rarity and potential value. Now, let's talk about why a 1972 quarter with no mint mark is so important. Over the years, the majority of quarters from 1972 have been spent and used in everyday transactions. Because these coins circulated extensively, many of them have become worn down or damaged. However, a coin that has been preserved in excellent condition is far rarer than you might think. If you happen to find a 1972 quarter with no mint mark that is in mint or near mint condition, you've got something that could potentially be worth a lot more than its face value. Coin condition is one of the most important factors in determining a coin's value, and it's not just about whether the coin looks nice. Coins are graded on a scale that ranges from poor to mint state, with the highest grades indicating coins that look almost as if they just came out of the mint. The better the condition of a coin, the more valuable it becomes. A coin that has been preserved well, with little to no wear, sharp details, and clear imagery, is highly sought after by collectors and investors. This is where the rarity of the 1972 quarter comes into play. Since many of these quarters have been in circulation for over 50 years, it's becoming increasingly difficult to find one that is still in excellent condition. If you happen to find a 1972 quarter with no mint mark that is nearly flawless, you are holding on to a valuable collector's item. High-grade coins can be worth many times more than their face value, and the demand for well-preserved coins is constantly growing. But the condition of the coin is only part of the story. There's also the possibility that your 1972 quarter could have a minting error, which would make it even more valuable. Coin collectors often seek out coins that were struck with errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or even coins that were struck on the wrong planchet. These errors are unique, making them highly desirable to collectors who are looking for rare and unusual pieces. If you find a 1972 quarter with no mint mark and a noticeable minting error, the value could skyrocket. You might be asking yourself how likely it is to find a mint error on a 1972 quarter. While errors are relatively rare, they do occur, and collectors go to great lengths to find them. A double strike, for instance, happens when a coin is struck more than once, causing the design to appear blurry or misaligned. An off-center strike occurs when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, resulting in a coin that looks out of place. If you happen to stumble upon one of these error coins, you could be holding onto a piece of history that is much more valuable than the average quarter. Now, let's talk about the broader picture of coin collecting and why the 1972 quarter with no mint mark is such a prized item. Coin collecting is a hobby that combines history, art, and a keen eye for detail. Collectors spend years learning about the factors that make a coin valuable, things like condition, rarity, and historical significance. Coins from specific years, especially those with unique characteristics, can become highly sought after. As time goes on, fewer and fewer of these coins remain in circulation, which only increases their value. This is why the 1972 quarter with no mint mark has become an increasingly important coin in the numismatic world. As you can see, this seemingly ordinary coin is far more interesting and valuable than it first appears. When you take into account the mint mark, the condition, the possibility of minting errors, and the historical context of the 1972 quarter, it becomes clear that this is a coin worth paying attention to. If you have a 1972 quarter with no mint mark, it's worth examining it closely. Look for any signs of wear or damage, and take note of its overall condition. Is it well preserved? Does it have sharp details and clear design elements? And perhaps most importantly, does it show any signs of minting errors? If your 1972 quarter meets the criteria for being in high grade or possesses a minting error, you could be holding on to a coin that has significant value in the numismatic market. In fact, while most 1972 quarters are worth only a few cents above their face value, a pristine example with no mint mark can fetch a remarkable price. For a coin in exceptional condition, particularly one with a rare minting error, its value could soar to an incredible $52,000. Top 6. We're talking about a coin that many people may have used countless times without realizing its potential worth. The coin in question is the 1998 USA quarter dollar with the P mint mark. At first glance, it might seem like just another quarter, but it is anything but ordinary. Stick around to learn why this seemingly simple coin is much more valuable than you might think. The 1998 quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932. The design, which is easily recognizable, features the profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States. This iconic image has been on the quarter for decades, symbolizing the strength, resilience, and unity of the nation. The reverse of the 1998 quarter, like many others, features a depiction of an eagle, a symbol of freedom and power. This eagle is clutching an olive branch and arrows, which represent peace and readiness to defend. While the design itself may not be new or revolutionary, the 1998 quarter stands out because of its historical context and the minting details that are often overlooked. What makes the 1998 quarter truly fascinating is its mint mark. The letter P on the obverse, just beneath Washington's neck, indicates that the coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. The P mint mark is an essential piece of the puzzle for collectors, as it tells us where the coin was produced. Up until 1980, quarters produced in Philadelphia were made without a mint mark, making this era a transition period for the U.S. Mint. The introduction of the P mint mark on coins produced in Philadelphia was a significant change in coinage history, and it's one of the reasons why quarters from this period, like the 1998 version, hold extra appeal for collectors. At first glance, the 1998 quarter may look like just another coin in circulation, but its significance to collectors comes from its role in this transition. As time has passed, coins from the late 20th century, including those with the P mint mark, have become increasingly valuable to collectors. While millions of these quarters were produced and circulated, there are far fewer in pristine condition. Over the years, most of these coins have been used in everyday transactions, leading to wear and tear. However, finding one that has been carefully preserved can make all the difference in terms of value. Condition is one of the most important factors when it comes to coin collecting. Coins are graded based on their physical appearance, with higher-grade coins being far more valuable than those that have been damaged or worn down. The grading scale ranges from poor to mint state, with coins in mint state condition being the most desirable. A coin in mint state has no visible wear, retaining its original luster and sharp details. A 1998 quarter in such excellent condition would be considered rare, and that rarity significantly drives up its value. In addition to condition, other factors can influence a coin's worth. One of these factors is the presence of any minting errors. While minting errors are relatively rare, they can have a dramatic impact on a coin's value. For example, if a 1998 quarter was struck off-center or had a double strike, it could be worth far more than a standard coin. Collectors actively search for coins with minting errors because they are unique and highly prized. If you happen to find a 1998 quarter with a noticeable minting error, you could have a coin worth a significant amount of money. Beyond minting errors, the overall rarity of the 1998 quarter also plays a role in its value. While many were minted, the number of coins that remain in excellent condition is much smaller. Most of these quarters were used for everyday purchases, and over time, they've suffered from wear and scratches. Coins that have remained in circulation for decades often become damaged, making the few that are still in pristine condition rare and highly sought after. This scarcity is one of the driving forces behind the rising value of these coins in the collector's market. Now, let's talk about the broader context of coin collecting and why the 1998 quarter is so valuable. Coin collecting is more than just a hobby. It's a way to connect with history, art, and the stories behind the coins that have circulated throughout time. A coin is more than just a piece of metal. It's a symbol of the culture, politics, and events of its era. The 1998 quarter represents the late 20th century, a time of political, social, and economic change in the United States. For collectors, owning a coin like this is not just about the money. It's about preserving a piece of history. In the world of numismatics, it's important to understand that not all coins from the same year are equal. While the 1998 quarter may seem like a common coin, it's the condition, rarity, and historical context that set it apart. A well-preserved coin, especially one in near mint or mint state condition, can fetch far more than its face value. In fact, while most 1998 quarters are worth just 25 cents, certain examples can command significantly higher prices. The demand for high-quality examples of this coin has been steadily increasing, which makes it an attractive option for collectors and investors alike. If you happen to have a 1998 quarter with the P mint mark, it's worth taking a closer look at its condition. Does it have any visible signs of wear? Is the mint mark clearly visible and well-defined? Are the details on Washington's portrait and the eagle's wings crisp and sharp? If the answer to these questions is yes, then you might be holding on to something valuable. High-quality 1998 quarters with the P mint mark are rare, and they can fetch prices that are far higher than you might expect. It's also worth checking for any minting errors, as these can make your coin even more valuable. The world of coin collecting can be incredibly rewarding, but it takes time and patience to learn the ins and outs of what makes a coin valuable. As with any collectible, the more you know about the history, the production process, and the condition of the coins you come across, the better your chances of finding something special. While many collectors focus on coins from earlier years, the 1998 quarter with the P mint mark is becoming an increasingly sought-after item. It's a coin that represents a specific time in American history, and as fewer and fewer examples remain in mint condition, their value continues to rise. The next time you come across a 1998 quarter, take a moment to examine it carefully. Don't just brush it off as another piece of change. Look at the condition, examine the mint mark, and consider whether this coin might be worth more than just 25 cents. After all, for those lucky enough to find a high-quality 1998 quarter with the P mint mark, it could be worth up to $25,000. Top 7. We're diving into a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but it holds a hidden treasure that could make it worth far more than its face value. We're talking about the 1974 USA quarter dollar with no mint mark. You might have seen or used this coin many times without realizing just how much it could be worth. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this particular quarter is not just any coin, but one that could fetch an incredible amount of money. First, let's talk about the 1974 quarter in general. The Washington Quarter series has been in circulation for many decades, and it's one of the most iconic coins in U.S. currency. The design of the Washington Quarter features the profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States, created by artist John Flanagan. This design, which has been used since 1932, is a symbol of America's strength and leadership. On the reverse side of the quarter, you'll find an eagle clutching an olive branch and arrows, representing peace and defense. This timeless design has remained largely unchanged for decades, making the quarter one of the most recognizable coins in circulation. Now, let's zoom in on the 1974 version of the quarter. What makes this coin stand out, and why is it considered special? One of the most important factors is the mint mark, or rather, the lack of it. Mint marks are small letters on coins that indicate where the coin was produced. Typically, quarters minted in Philadelphia do not have a mint mark, while those minted in Denver bear a D, and coins minted in San Francisco carry an S. The absence of a mint mark on the 1974 quarter means that this coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. This simple detail may not seem significant, but it actually plays a crucial role in determining the coin's rarity and potential value. The 1974 quarter without a mint mark is part of a larger trend in U.S. coinage. Prior to 1980, coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint were made without any mint mark. This changed in 1980, when the U.S. Mint started adding the P mint mark to coins produced in Philadelphia to make it easier for collectors to identify where a coin was minted. Because of this, coins from before 1980, like the 1974 quarter, are seen as historically significant to collectors who specialize in U.S. coinage. The lack of a mint mark makes these coins unique, and it's one of the reasons why collectors are so interested in them. How does this affect the value of the 1974 quarter? Most of the 1974 quarters that were produced have been spent and used in daily transactions, meaning they've seen a lot of wear and tear over the years. As a result, finding a 1974 quarter in excellent condition is relatively rare. The condition of a coin plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins that have been preserved in near mint or mint state condition are far more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. This is because high-grade coins are much harder to find, and they represent a time when the coin was in perfect condition, fresh from the mint. In the world of coin collecting, coins are graded based on their physical appearance. The grading scale ranges from poor to mint state, with the highest grades representing coins that have no visible signs of wear. Coins in mint state condition are those that have been preserved with the sharpest details and the most vibrant luster, making them highly sought after by collectors. A 1974 quarter in mint state condition is not something you come across every day, which is why these coins are so valuable. Now, you might be wondering how to determine if your 1974 quarter is in good enough condition to be worth more than its face value. Start by examining the coin carefully. Look for signs of wear or damage. Is the detail in George Washington's portrait still sharp? Are the feathers on the eagle's wings clearly defined? Does the coin still have its original shine, or is it worn down from years of circulation? If your 1974 quarter still looks like it was just minted, then you might be in possession of a highly valuable coin. But it's not just about condition. There are other factors that can make a 1974 quarter worth more than its face value. For example, minting errors are always a big draw for collectors. These errors, which happen when a coin is struck incorrectly during the minting process, can make a coin incredibly rare and valuable. Some of the most common errors include off-center strikes, double strikes, or coins that were struck on the wrong type of metal. If your 1974 quarter has any unusual features, such as an off-center design or a double image, then you may have found something truly special. Minting errors are often seen as unique pieces in the numismatic world, and they can fetch prices far beyond what a regular coin from the same year would be worth. These error coins are incredibly sought after because they're not just rare. They're a testament to the imperfections in the minting process. Finding an error coin, especially from a year like 1974, is a collector's dream, and it can make a significant impact on the value of the coin. In addition to condition and minting errors, another factor that plays into the value of a 1974 quarter is its overall rarity. While millions of these coins were produced, very few have survived in pristine condition. Over the years, many 1974 quarters have been used, exchanged, and worn down. This makes high-quality examples increasingly rare, and as time goes on, the demand for well-preserved coins continues to grow. Coins from certain years, like 1974, are especially prized because they represent a specific era in American history. Collectors often seek out coins from particular years that mark important moments in time, and the 1974 quarter is no exception. So, how much is your 1974 quarter worth? While most of the quarters from this year are still worth their face value of 25 cents, the story changes if you happen to find one in exceptional condition. A high-grade, well-preserved 1974 quarter without a mint mark can be worth far more than just a few quarters. If your coin is in near mint or mint condition, or if it has any rare minting errors, then it could fetch a significant price. For those lucky enough to own a pristine example of the 1974 quarter, the value could be as high as $63,000. That's right. While the 1974 quarter may seem like just another piece of change, if it's in the right condition, it could be worth a remarkable amount of money. So, the next time you come across a 1974 quarter without a mint mark, take a moment to really examine it. You just might be holding onto a coin that's worth far more than you could imagine. Top 8. We are going to dive into the fascinating story of the 1973 USA quarter dollar, a coin that many people might have seen countless times, yet few realize how special it truly is. This coin, despite being used in everyday transactions, holds a unique place in the history of U.S. currency and has become a treasure for collectors. In this video, we'll explore everything there is to know about this coin, its significance, and why it could be worth an astounding amount of money. Stick around until the end, because you won't believe the value of a 1973 quarter when you see it. First, let's start with the basics. The 1973 quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932. This iconic coin features the portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, designed by artist John Flanagan. Over the years, this image has become a symbol of leadership, strength, and unity for the country. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find an eagle, clutching both an olive branch and arrows, representing peace and readiness to defend the nation. This design has remained relatively unchanged for decades, making the quarter one of the most recognized coins in the U.S. Today, even if you aren't a coin collector, chances are you've seen and used the quarter many times in your life. Now, let's focus on the 1973 version of the quarter. What makes this particular coin stand out, and why should collectors pay attention to it? One of the most crucial factors that set the 1973 quarter apart is the mint mark, or the lack of it. You may have noticed a small letter on many coins. These mint marks indicate where the coin was produced. Quarters produced in Philadelphia were historically made without a mint mark, while coins produced in Denver carried a D, and coins made in San Francisco carried an S. The 1973 quarter, produced in Philadelphia, has no mint mark, which makes it a key piece in the history of U.S. coinage. This lack of a mint mark is more than just an aesthetic feature. It plays a significant role in determining the rarity and value of the coin. Before 1980, quarters minted in Philadelphia were produced without a mint mark, while those made in other cities had their respective mint marks. The change came in 1980 when the Philadelphia Mint started marking its coins with the P mint mark, which has since become a standard feature. However, before that change, coins from Philadelphia, like the 1973 quarter, were often produced without any mint mark at all. For collectors, this makes coins from this era particularly valuable. The 1973 quarter, with its simple design and lack of a mint mark, is a representation of a transitional period in U.S. coin production, and this historical context adds to its allure. But the value of a 1973 quarter is not solely determined by the lack of a mint mark. Like any collectible, the condition of the coin plays a crucial role in its worth. Over the years, most of these quarters have been used in everyday transactions, meaning they've been exposed to wear and tear. Coins that have been used frequently tend to lose their sharpness and luster, and this affects their value. However, coins that have been preserved in good condition are far more valuable. This is where collectors get excited because a quarter in near mint or mint state condition is much rarer to find. Finding a 1973 quarter that has been kept in pristine condition is a rarity, and that rarity contributes significantly to its value. In the world of coin collecting, coins are graded based on their condition. The grading scale ranges from poor to mint state, with mint state being the highest grade possible. Coins in mint state condition are free of any visible wear, retaining their original details and shine. These coins are highly coveted by collectors, and because they are so rare, they command premium prices. A 1973 quarter in mint state is a collector's dream, and if you're lucky enough to own one, you could be holding on to a valuable piece of American history. Now, let's talk about what collectors are looking for when they search for valuable coins. Condition is one of the most important factors, but there are other things to consider as well. One of the biggest factors that can drive up the value of a coin is the presence of a minting error. Minting errors occur when a coin is struck incorrectly during the production process. These errors can range from minor issues like double strikes to more significant flaws, such as off-center strikes, which can make the coin one of a kind. A coin with a minting error is often seen as even more valuable because of its uniqueness. So, if you come across a 1973 quarter with any unusual features or minting mistakes, you could have a truly special coin on your hands. In addition to minting errors, another key factor that influences the value of a 1973 quarter is its overall rarity. Although millions of these coins were produced in 1973, most of them have been used in everyday transactions and have been worn down over time. This means that the number of 1,973 quarters remaining in excellent condition is relatively small. As a result, the 1973 quarter in mint condition is considered rare, and rare coins are always in demand. Collectors and investors alike are always on the lookout for coins from specific years, particularly those that are hard to come by in excellent condition. The 1973 quarter, with its lack of a mint mark and relatively limited number of well-preserved examples, fits into this category. As the years go by, the value of rare coins continues to rise, especially as fewer and fewer coins from past decades remain in pristine condition. The 1973 quarter, despite being a common coin when it was minted, has now become a rare and valuable item for collectors. If you are fortunate enough to find a 1973 quarter in exceptional condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. But it's not just about finding a coin in great shape. It's also about knowing what to look for and understanding the market for these coins. Coin collecting is not only about owning valuable pieces of history, it's also about investing in the future. As the demand for rare and unique coins increases, so does the potential for profits. So, how much is the 1973 quarter worth? While most 1973 quarters are still worth their face value of 25 cents, the value can soar if the coin is in excellent condition. For collectors, the key to determining the value of a coin lies in the details: the quality of the coin, the absence of wear, and the presence of any minting errors. If you have a 1973 quarter that's in mint state condition, you could be looking at a coin worth thousands of dollars. But that's not all. If your 1973 quarter has any rare minting errors or unique features, the price could rise even higher. For the lucky few who own a pristine 1973 quarter with no mint mark and possibly a minting error, the value could reach up to an incredible $61,000. That's right. Your 1973 quarter could be worth an astonishing amount of money if it's in the right condition. So, the next time you come across a 1973 quarter, take a moment to inspect it closely. It could be the key to unlocking a hidden treasure that's been waiting in your change jar. Top 9. We have an incredibly intriguing and valuable coin to discuss, the 1985 USA quarter dollar with the P mint mark. You may have used this coin countless times, or perhaps you've seen it in your spare change without giving it much thought. However, this seemingly ordinary quarter actually holds a fascinating history and a hidden value that could surprise you. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this coin could be worth an astonishing amount of money and why it's a highly sought-after item in the world of coin collecting. Let's start by looking at the basics of the 1985 quarter dollar. Quarters, as you know, are a staple of U.S. currency, and the design on the quarter hasn't changed all that much over the years. Since 1932, the Washington quarter has featured the image of George Washington, the first president of the United States, designed by John Flanagan. This iconic design has stood the test of time, and it's one of the most recognized images in the world of currency. The reverse side of the quarter features an eagle, which symbolizes both peace and defense. The eagle is clutching an olive branch in one talon and arrows in the other, a powerful visual representing the United States' commitment to both peace and strength. Now, let's focus on the 1985 version of this classic design. The 1985 quarter is part of a long-running series that includes coins minted every year with slight variations. While the design of the Washington quarter has remained relatively consistent, each coin is marked by a mint mark that identifies where the coin was struck. In the case of the 1985 quarter, the mint mark you'll find on the coin is a P, which stands for the Philadelphia Mint. Philadelphia, as you may know, was the first and primary mint in the United States, and it continues to be one of the most important coin-producing facilities in the country. The P mint mark is particularly significant because it wasn't until the 1980s that the Philadelphia Mint began adding mint marks to its coins. Prior to 1980, coins minted in Philadelphia were produced without a mint mark, which made it harder for collectors to identify where the coins were struck. This changed in 1980 when the U.S. Mint began marking coins produced in Philadelphia with the PE mint mark to distinguish them from coins minted in other locations, such as Denver or San Francisco. As a result, coins from the 1980s with the P mint mark, like the 1985 quarter, are often seen as valuable and significant to collectors, as they represent an important period of transition in U.S. coinage history. So, what makes the 1985 quarter dollar with the P mint mark so special, and why should collectors care about it? For many coin enthusiasts, the appeal of this coin lies in its rarity and condition. Most coins, especially those that have been in circulation for decades, show signs of wear and tear. The 1985 quarter was produced in large quantities, and many of them were used in everyday transactions. As a result, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is relatively rare. The 1985 quarter, like many coins from the 1980s, is especially valuable if it has been well preserved and shows little to no signs of wear. In the world of coin collecting, the condition of a coin plays a major role in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale, ranging from poor condition to mint state, with the highest grade being mint state 70, which represents a coin that is in perfect condition with no visible flaws. If you have a 1985 quarter that is in near mint or mint condition, you could be looking at a coin that's worth much more than just 25 cents. High-quality coins are rare, and because so many of the 1985 quarters were circulated and spent over the years, finding one in excellent condition is considered a treasure by collectors. In addition to its condition, another factor that can make the 1985 quarter dollar worth a significant amount of money is the presence of minting errors. Minting errors occur when a coin is struck incorrectly during the production process, resulting in a coin that is visually different from the rest. These errors can take many forms, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or coins that were struck on the wrong type of metal. Minting errors are particularly prized by collectors because they are so rare, and they make a coin unique. If your 1985 quarter has any sort of minting error, you could have a highly valuable coin on your hands. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins with errors, as these are often worth far more than coins that were struck perfectly. A 1985 quarter with a minting error could be worth much more than a regular 1985 quarter in good condition, and in some cases, the value could be far higher than you might expect. So, When you examine your 1985 quarter, it's important to look closely for any signs of errors that could make the coin even more valuable. Rarity is another factor that contributes to the value of the 1985 quarter. While millions of these quarters were produced, many of them have been used in everyday transactions and are no longer in pristine condition. The number of 1,985 quarters that remain in excellent condition is relatively small, making them rare and highly sought after by collectors. As the years go by, the number of well-preserved 1985 quarters continues to dwindle, which only increases their value in the eyes of coin enthusiasts and investors. If you have a 1985 quarter that's in exceptional condition, you could be holding on to a rare and valuable coin. Now, you might be wondering how much your 1985 quarter is worth. While most 1985 quarters are still worth their face value of 25 cents, the value can skyrocket if the coin is in near mint or mint condition. For collectors, the key to determining the value of a coin lies in its details: how sharp the design is, how much luster the coin retains, and how well it has been preserved over the years. Coins with minor imperfections will naturally be worth less than those in perfect condition, so it's important to assess your coin carefully before determining its value. But the value doesn't just depend on the coin's condition. As we've mentioned, coins with minting errors or unique features can be worth far more than a typical coin from the same year. If your 1985 quarter has any irregularities or errors in its design, then you might be in possession of a coin that is even rarer and more valuable. Minting errors are always in high demand among collectors, and finding a coin with an error can make your 1985 quarter worth significantly more than its face value. So, what's the bottom line? How much could your 1985 quarter be worth? If you have a high-quality 1985 quarter in mint condition, or if your coin has any rare minting errors, it could be worth far more than just 25 cents. In fact, for a well-preserved 1985 quarter with the P mint mark, the value could reach up to an incredible $42,000. Yes, you read that correctly. Your 1985 quarter could be worth an astonishing amount of money if it's in the right condition. So, the next time you find a 1985 quarter in your change, take a closer look. It might just be worth far more than you could imagine, and with some careful examination, you might discover that you're holding on to a coin that could change your life. Top 10. We're going to talk about a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike: the 1995 USA quarter dollar, a coin that may seem common at first glance but holds significant value for those who know what to look for. While you might have used this coin countless times in your life, you may not have realized just how special it really is. Stick with me as we uncover the fascinating details behind this particular quarter and why it could be worth far more than just 25 cents. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this 1995 quarter could fetch a stunning price on the market. First, let's start by taking a closer look at the design and features of the 1995 quarter. This quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been in circulation for decades. The Washington Quarter, designed by John Flanagan, has featured the portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the obverse side since 1932. This iconic image is known by coin collectors and everyday Americans alike, and it has remained largely unchanged through the years. On the reverse side, the coin features a majestic eagle, symbolizing both the peace and the strength of the nation. The eagle's wings are spread wide, with an olive branch in one talon and arrows in the other. This design conveys a powerful message of America's commitment to peace while also being prepared for defense. Now, you might wonder, what makes the 1995 quarter unique among the many quarters that have been produced? While the basic design hasn't changed, there's something important about this particular year and the production of the coins. The 1995 quarter is part of the regular series of quarters minted in Philadelphia, and what makes this coin stand out from others is the lack of a mint mark. Coins produced in the Philadelphia Mint prior to 1980 were not stamped with a mint mark. However, starting in 1980, the U.S. Mint began adding a P mint mark to coins produced in Philadelphia to distinguish them from those minted in other locations, such as Denver or San Francisco. But the 1995 quarter is one of the many Philadelphia Mint quarters that were struck without a mint mark, a feature that adds an extra layer of interest for collectors. The absence of a mint mark on a 1995 quarter is noteworthy because it's a reflection of a specific period in U.S. coinage history. Philadelphia had historically been the primary minting facility for U.S. coins. and for much of the 20th century, coins produced there were not marked with any mint mark. This practice continued until 1980, when the Philadelphia Mint began marking its coins with the letter P. As a result, the 1995 quarter, which lacks a mint mark, represents a transition period in the minting process, making it more significant to collectors who focus on these historical changes. For many coin collectors, the 1995 quarter is highly sought after not just because of the absence of the mint mark, but because it represents a specific year in U.S. coin history. The transition period between the 1970s and 1980s marked the end of an era in U.S. minting, and quarters produced in the 1990s are often valued for their connection to this period. For collectors who focus on the historical significance of U.S. currency, the 1995 quarter is an essential part of their collections. But let's dive even deeper into why this coin has earned a spot on the radar of serious collectors. In the world of coin collecting, the condition of the coin is one of the most important factors in determining its value. While many 1995 quarters have circulated through the economy over the years, coins that have been kept in excellent or near-mint condition are highly prized. A quarter that has been well preserved, free from scratches, discoloration, and wear, will always command a higher price. The 1995 quarter is no exception. A coin in perfect condition will stand out from the more worn examples and is often worth much more than a typical coin from the same year. In the realm of coin grading, the best coins are rated on a scale from poor to mint state, with mint state being the highest grade possible. A mint state 70 coin is in perfect condition, with no visible flaws or imperfections. If you happen to find a 1995 quarter that's in mint state condition, it could be a gem among collectors. But even a quarter in near mint condition, with minimal wear and clear details, can carry a significant premium over face value. So, why are coins like the 1995 quarter valuable to collectors? The reason is that coins in pristine condition are relatively rare. Even though the U.S. Mint produces millions of coins every year, the vast majority of these coins end up being used in everyday transactions. As a result, they undergo wear and tear over time, losing their sharpness and luster. When a coin like the 1995 quarter is kept in great condition, it becomes much rarer, and rarity is a key factor in determining a coin's value. The fewer high-quality coins there are, the more valuable they become to collectors. But that's not all. There are other factors that can contribute to the value of a 1995 quarter. For example, if the coin has a minting error, such as a double strike, an off-center strike, or any other unique flaw, it can increase its value dramatically. Minting errors are incredibly rare, and coins with these mistakes are highly prized by collectors because they are one of a kind. So, if you happen to come across a 1995 quarter that has any unusual characteristics, such as an error in the design or an unusual die crack, you could be holding on to a very valuable coin indeed. The market for rare and collectible coins is constantly changing, with values fluctuating depending on demand, rarity, and condition. However, one thing remains constant. Rare coins in excellent condition are always in high demand. For the 1995 quarter, the combination of its historical significance, lack of a mint mark, and the rarity of high-quality examples has made it a highly sought-after coin among collectors. If you've managed to keep your 1995 quarter in exceptional shape, or if you're lucky enough to find one that has a minting error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. But you might be asking, how much is your 1995 quarter worth? While most 1995 quarters are still worth their face value of 25 cents, the value can rise significantly if the coin is in excellent or mint condition. A 1995 quarter in mint state could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If the coin has any minting errors, that value could increase even further, depending on the rarity of the mistake. But the true potential value of the 1995 quarter is realized when it's found in top-notch condition, as collectors are always looking for coins from this era that are both rare and in pristine shape. Now, after everything we've discussed, it's time for the big reveal. What is the value of a 1995 quarter, especially if it's in great condition or has a minting error? If you happen to have a 1995 quarter that's been kept in perfect condition or one that has an error, you could be looking at a value of up to $28,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A 1995 quarter, when found in excellent condition or with the right minting errors, could fetch an astounding $28,000 in today's market. So, the next time you come across a 1995 quarter in your change, Take a moment to inspect it carefully. It might just be the hidden gem that's been waiting for you to find it, and who knows? It could be worth far more than you ever expected. Keep an eye out for those rare and pristine coins, because you might be holding onto a piece of history that could be worth a small fortune. Top 11. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of rare U.S. coins, and I've got an exciting story for you about one of the most intriguing quarters in American history, the 1970 USA quarter dollar with no mint mark. This coin may appear like just another ordinary quarter at first glance, but its rarity and unique characteristics make it a prized possession for collectors. If you've ever wondered what makes certain coins stand out from the rest and how you might find one of these hidden treasures, this video is for you. Let's begin by looking at the basics of the 1970 quarter. The quarter dollar has been a part of U.S. currency since 1796, and throughout its long history, there have been many different designs. In 1932, the Washington quarter was introduced, featuring the famous portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, designed by John Flanagan. This design has remained largely unchanged for decades, making the Washington quarter one of the most recognized and enduring coins in U.S. history. On the reverse side, the quarter features a majestic eagle, with an olive branch in one talon and arrows in the other, symbolizing both peace and strength. Now, when it comes to the 1970 quarter specifically, we have to take a closer look at what makes it stand out. For starters, the 1970 quarter was part of a series of quarters minted during the 1970s, a decade known for several important events and changes in U.S. history. The 1970 quarter was struck in the usual copper-nickel alloy, just like most quarters, and featured the standard design of George Washington on the obverse and the eagle on the reverse. However, what truly sets the 1970 quarter apart is the absence of a mint mark. During the late 1960s and early 1970s, the U.S. Mint made a significant decision that would impact coin collectors for years to come. The Philadelphia Mint, which had historically produced the majority of U.S. coins, was not required to place a mint mark on coins it produced until 1980. This means that coins struck in Philadelphia, including the 1970 quarter, did not have the P mint mark that would later be added to coins produced there starting in 1980. Therefore, a 1970 quarter with no mint mark is one of the few coins that lacks a mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint, making it highly desirable to collectors who appreciate its historical significance. Why is the 1970 quarter with no mint mark so valuable? It's all about rarity and the unique history behind it. While millions of quarters were minted in 1970, most of them have been used in everyday transactions, circulating through the economy and suffering the typical wear and tear over time. However, quarters that remain in pristine condition are much rarer. Coins that have been well preserved and that show little to no signs of wear are extremely valuable to collectors. In fact, coins in excellent condition are often worth far more than their face value. The 1970 quarter's value is also linked to its rarity and high-grade condition. Because most of these quarters were spent and used in daily transactions, finding one that's in near mint or mint condition is not an easy task. A coin that has been kept in excellent condition is considered a treasure by coin collectors, who are always searching for well-preserved examples from different years. High-quality examples of the 1970 quarter are rare, and their rarity is what drives up the price for collectors looking to complete their collections. In the world of coin collecting, the condition of the coin plays a major role in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, with the highest grade being mint state 70, which represents a coin in perfect condition. A 1970 quarter that is graded as mint state or close to it is highly valuable. But even if the coin is not in perfect condition, if it has been well maintained and shows minimal wear, it can still fetch a significant price. Another important factor that can increase the value of the 1970 quarter is the presence of any minting errors. Minting errors occur when a coin is struck incorrectly during the production process, resulting in a coin that is visually different from the rest. These errors can include double strikes, off-center strikes, die cracks, and other anomalies. Minting errors are prized by collectors because they make the coin unique and are often very rare. If you happen to have a 1970 quarter with any minting errors, you could be holding a coin that's worth much more than you might expect. As you might imagine, finding a 1970 quarter in excellent condition or with a minting error is extremely rare, and that rarity adds value to the coin. Collectors are always looking for coins that are in exceptional condition or that have unique features, and the 1970 quarter fits the bill perfectly. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting to explore the world of numismatics, finding a 1970 quarter with no mint mark in great condition is like striking gold. But rarity and condition aren't the only factors that contribute to the value of the 1970 quarter. The historical significance of this coin also plays a role in its worth. The absence of the mint mark reflects a specific moment in U.S. coinage history when the Philadelphia Mint did not place mint marks on coins. As a result, the 1970 quarter stands as a reminder of that time, making it an important piece for collectors who specialize in coins from different periods of American history. This historical context gives the 1970 quarter an added layer of value for those who appreciate the rich history behind U.S. currency. As with all collectibles, demand plays a huge role in determining the value of a coin. The more collectors who are interested in a particular coin, the higher the price it can fetch on the market. The 1970 quarter, with its lack of a mint mark and its association with an important period in U.S. coinage history, is highly sought after by collectors. And as the years go by, the number of well-preserved examples continues to shrink, making the remaining high-quality coins even more valuable. If you have a 1970 quarter in good condition, you could be sitting on a piece of history that is growing in value every year. Now, you might be wondering just how much a 1970 quarter with no mint mark is worth. While most 1970 quarters still circulate as regular 25-cent coins, those in mint condition are worth much more. In fact, a 1970 quarter that is in excellent or near mint condition can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. The value of these quarters can vary depending on factors such as condition, rarity, and any minting errors, but it's not unusual for a 1970 quarter to sell for a premium. If you happen to have a well-preserved 1970 quarter in your collection, especially one without a mint mark and with no significant wear, you could be looking at a value that far exceeds its face value. For those lucky enough to find a pristine example, the price can reach up to an incredible $54,000. Yes, you read that right. A 1970 quarter, in the right condition and with the right characteristics, could be worth as much as $54,000. That's an astonishing figure for a coin that most people would overlook in their daily lives. So, the next time you come across a 1970 quarter, take a closer look. You might just be holding on to a rare and valuable piece of American history. Who knows? It could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 12. We're going to explore one of the most intriguing coins in the history of U.S. currency, the 1979 quarter dollar with the D mint mark. This coin, though part of the widely known Washington Quarter series, carries with it a unique significance that makes it highly sought after by collectors and numismatists alike. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the world of coins, understanding the rarity and value of the 1979 quarter can unlock the potential of your collection and lead you to some surprising discoveries. Let's start by discussing the history of the Washington Quarter. This coin, featuring the portrait of George Washington, has been an enduring symbol of the United States since it was first introduced in 1932. Designed by John Flanagan, the quarter showcases Washington on the obverse side, with the reverse side depicting an eagle, the emblem of strength and independence. Over the years, the Washington Quarter has undergone several design changes, but one thing has remained constant: the legacy of Washington's image, representing leadership and patriotism. In 1979, the U.S. Mint continued to produce these iconic quarters, which were struck in large numbers. However, what makes the 1979 quarter special is not the design itself, but the year it was minted and its unique minting details. The 1979 quarter carries the D mint mark, indicating that it was produced at the Denver Mint. The mint mark is a small letter found on the reverse side of the coin, near the bottom, and serves to identify where the coin was minted. The Denver Mint has been a key player in U.S. coin production for over a century and is renowned for its high-quality coins. While the 1979 quarter may seem like a standard coin at first glance, there's a lot more going on beneath the surface. To truly understand its value, it's important to consider several factors that determine what makes a coin rare and valuable in the world of numismatics. These factors include the coin's condition, its rarity, and the demand for it among collectors. Let's break these down to understand why the 1979 quarter with the D mint mark stands out. First and foremost, one of the most crucial aspects of a coin's value is its condition. A coin's condition is graded on a scale from poor to mint state. with mint state being the highest grade. Coins in mint state condition have no wear, scratches, or discoloration. They are in pristine condition, as if they just came off the press. The better the condition of the coin, the higher its value. Most 1979 quarters that have circulated through the economy show signs of wear and have been subject to damage over the years. But if you happen to come across a 1979 quarter that has been carefully preserved and remains in excellent condition, it's a rarity in itself. Condition is where the real value lies. A 1979 quarter that has remained largely unscathed from daily use and retains sharp details and bright features is incredibly valuable. Many of these coins were used in everyday transactions, and finding one in exceptional condition is no easy feat. If you're lucky enough to own a well-preserved 1979 quarter, you're sitting on a piece of American history that could be worth much more than its face value. Another factor that impacts the value of the 1979 quarter is its rarity. While millions of these coins were minted, a significant number of them have been lost, spent, or damaged over the years. The result is that only a small percentage of 1,979 quarters remain in good condition. The rarity of these well-preserved quarters adds to their value. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins from specific years and mints, and the 1979 quarter is no exception. The D Mint mark indicates that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint, and its rarity in uncirculated or near-mint condition makes it highly desirable. But rarity isn't the only thing that makes a coin valuable. Demand is another key factor. The world of coin collecting is driven by the demand for certain coins, and collectors are constantly seeking to complete their sets with rare or unique pieces. The 1979 quarter, with its distinctive mint mark and historical significance, has garnered the attention of many collectors who seek to add it to their collections. As demand increases, so does the price of these coins, especially when they are found in excellent condition. Now, let's talk about another important aspect of coin collecting: minting errors. Minting errors are rare occurrences that happen during the production process, and they can make a coin stand out from the rest. These errors can include things like double strikes, off-center strikes, die cracks, and other anomalies that make the coin unique. A minting error on a 1979 quarter can significantly increase its value. If you happen to find a 1979 quarter with a minting error, you could be holding onto a coin that is worth far more than its standard counterparts. Errors are highly prized among collectors because they represent mistakes in the minting process, and these mistakes often lead to one-of-a-kind coins. If your 1979 quarter has a noticeable minting error, it could increase its value substantially. Errors are rare, which makes them even more sought after. So, if you have a 1979 quarter with a peculiar characteristic that sets it apart from others, you might be looking at a highly valuable piece for your collection. Now that we've covered the condition, rarity, demand, and the potential for minting errors, it's time to answer the big question. How much is the 1979 quarter with the D Mint mark worth? While most quarters are worth only 25 cents, the value of a 1979 quarter can vary greatly depending on its condition and any unique features it may have. A 1979 quarter that is heavily worn or circulated might only fetch a few dollars, but a coin that is in excellent condition or has a minting error could be worth significantly more. A 1979 quarter that has been well preserved, showing minimal wear and retaining sharp details, can be worth thousands of dollars. In fact, a quarter from this year, especially one with the D Mint mark, can reach a value as high as $39,000 if it meets the criteria of being in exceptional condition or exhibiting rare characteristics. That's right, this seemingly ordinary quarter can be worth an astounding $39,000 to the right collector. Now, before you go rummaging through your pocket change, keep in mind that finding a 1979 quarter in such pristine condition is a rare event. But if you do happen to stumble upon one, you might just have a goldmine on your hands. The world of coin collecting is full of hidden treasures, and sometimes those treasures are right under your nose or in your pocket. I hope this video has given you a deeper understanding of the value and significance of the 1979 quarter with the D Mint mark. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just getting started, always remember that every coin tells a story, and sometimes that story is worth much more than you think. If you found this video helpful and informative, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button and join us for more exciting coin-related content. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!